A homecoming fit for AFL's record-breaking premiership heroes. City of celebration, the lid gets ripped off in Geelong as footy fans join the premiership party.
Best feeling, the greatest, the number one,
And Stormwatch, Melbourne's low-key approach to snatching the silverware in that other grand final.
10 News with Helen Kapelos.
Good evening. First tonight, loyal legions of Cats fans go wild for their all-conquering heroes. The team, which broke a 44-year drought with a record-breaking win, has been lauded in its hometown. Reporter Laurel Irving joins us now from Geelong. And Laurel, it's been a long day of celebrations.
Look, the atmosphere here has been absolutely overwhelming. 30,000 fans. That's the biggest crowd there's ever been here at Skilled Stadium, and it shows you just how excited this city is about yesterday's astonishing win. Souvenir editions of the local paper sold out across the city, and even though the players didn't hit the stage until mid-afternoon, thousands of fans started arriving here for the family day early this morning. Even the threatening clouds that had been hanging around all day magically held off. It only started raining about 10 minutes after the players left the stage. It really was a magic day of celebrations for everyone to get together and for the city to say thank you to the players. And when a team took the stage, the response was absolutely deafening. It's been so long.
We are Geelong, the greatest team of all.
The rapturous crowd adoring of the group who'd delivered what they'd craved for 44 years. And the feeling was mutual.
We've waited so long, and just see so many people so happy with everything. It's just fantastic.
Go Canners!
Some players hadn't been to bed, but the team was ecstatic to be back home as winners.
There's so much blue and white. You must be very, very happy people. We're happy that you are happy.
The crowd was so huge the gates had to be closed at one point for half an hour.
They'll look out there because the police are a bit worried about the crowded nature around the gates.
But the gloss couldn't be taken off the day.
They brought home the cup! Go Catters!
After such a long wait, fans are simply relieved.
It was coming the day where you thought you mightn't get one. That's basically how it was. It wasn't a monkey on our back, it was a gorilla.
No one can hang shit on us anymore.
And while they certainly weren't cheap, premiership T-shirts were hot commodities. After such a build-up, the celebrations will continue for days. A street parade is planned for the victorious team in Geelong on Wednesday. Well, the party really started in Geelong from the moment the final siren sounded, and there was drinking, dancing and singing throughout the city all through the night in what's proving to be quite a marathon celebration. Here's how Alan Rascal saw the night.
Jumping for joy, the people of Geelong celebrating their win. The heart of the city was pounding, a street party to rival New Year celebrations.
The greatest,
A sea of blue and white flooded Catland as supporters proudly showed their true colours.
sensational, magic.
Back in Melbourne, the boys who did all the work were still coming to terms with their historic win.
Absolutely over the moon, I can't believe it still.
If they were in any doubt, they couldn't but believe it when the champions hit Federation Square. A rock-star reception, the biggest cheer for football's ultimate prize. On the ball at the official winners' dinner, a chance for the players to let their hair down. Former Premier Steve Bracks not skirting the fact he had little faith.
I was amongst many Geelong supporters who didn't think in my lifetime I'd see a win. I'm absolutely thrilled to be proved wrong.
This too could have gone wrong. But the silverware remained intact to take pride of place in Geelong's proud history. Alan Ruskell, 10 News.
And the full impact of Geelong's triumph is still sinking in for many hardcore Cats fans. For many, the premiership has proved to be a life-changing experience.
For Rebecca Carter, making it to the grand final was a matter of life and death. Born with life-threatening conditions to several of her major organs, the 27-year-old spent the past week in intensive care at the Geelong hospital.
At the start, they were thinking that no, I wouldn't be able to make it. I said, look, you know, I'd rather do it with you. If I have to do it without you, then I will.
With the support of hospital staff, she made it to the game and even shared a special moment with former primary school classmate Cameron Ling amid the celebrations.
We had a bit of a chat, and the poor guy, he was shaking, offered him some oxygen.
Geelong's triumph was also a life-changing event for Gavin Wiley and Carol Shree. A promise made 17 years ago to get married if the Cats won a flag, set to be delivered.
Going to have to. After all these people yesterday, we're getting a lot of congratulations from people we didn't even know.
The footy theme to extend to the big day.
Bridal party are interested in wearing Geelong stripes depending on body size and body weight, so...
It wasn't wedding bells blaring loud and proud at St Mary's, Geelong.
I told them last week that if Jesus had been in Geelong, he would have been saying, "Go Cats."
Proof the most precious spoils of victory don't come in the form of a cup or a medal.
Like I said, it was the best day of my life, and it always will be.
Cameron Bowe, 10 News.
An embarrassed and apologetic power site has fronted its supporters after the humiliating loss. The notoriously antagonistic coach now full of praise for the victorious Cats.
Next stop, Disappointment Town. 13 hours on the overland, giving fans plenty of time to dwell on what was a horrible loss. The end of the road for the players too. Embarrassed and humiliated by their own admission, the subdued group fronted their supporters at Alberton. After being accused of arrogance during the week, non-drinking coach Mark Williams was much more humble after a night on the Raspberry Cordial.
Geelong, they're a little country town and they do love their footy, so they'll be loving it today. And you know, we have to congratulate them. They're a lot better than us on the days.
But maybe just a hint of superiority.
You know, 14 other clubs would love to have been where we were yesterday, and there's no doubt about it.
Ultimately, the end couldn't come quick enough for the retiring Daryl Wakelin, as he and many fans prayed for the final siren.
Yep, yeah, I think there's a lot of our fans who are, obviously bitterly disappointed.
Well, there's just a portion of the crowd that was here at Alberton yesterday, but they're a loyal bunch, these Power supporters. Absolutely no talk of jumping off the bandwagon.
One-eyed, one-eyed port.
The reason for the loss, simple.
Because they didn't score so much goals.
And while the fans were clearly still upset...
Really disappointed.
Did you cry?
Almost.
Apparently they're not big on affection. So, do you need a bit of a cuddle?
No, I'm fine, thanks, Jodie. Thank you. Yeah, fine.
Sure, do you want a cuddle?
No.
Finally, a taker. Jodie Blewett, 10 News.
And as 2.9 million Australians tuned into the grand final here on 10, millions of viewers across the globe also made the switch to our Aussie game. In the United States, a loyal bunch of expats joined locals to pack this Santa Monica bar to watch the big men fly. Geelong's record-breaking victory as pleasing a result for long-suffering Cats fans across the Pacific as it was.
AFL and more than 25,000 delirious Geelong fans have turned out to celebrate yesterday's historic win. The Premiership Cup back in Victoria for the first time since 2000, and Kelly Underwood witnessed the biggest party Geelong has ever seen.
Well, Brad, the party has certainly made up for 44 years of heartbreak. Geelong's home ground bursting at the seams as tens of thousands converged to welcome their premiership heroes. The stadium rocking to thunderous applause as the players were introduced to the crowd. They were looking a little worse for wear after a long night celebrating in Melbourne and then heading on to Geelong. But a moment this city will never forget, the Premiership Cup back in Geelong for the first time since 1963.
Oh, I don't know how many people are here, but thanks for everyone coming out. It's fantastic. So much blue and white, and we're going to celebrate this for a very, very long time.
You don't expect these sort of things, but they're trying to talk me out of this, but... Go Canners! We went to Federation Square last night, obviously the game, and today there's so much blue and white. You must be very, very happy people. We're happy that you are happy.
So what a 24 hours it has been for these players after a record 119-point victory. The euphoria set in. It sparked wild celebrations that started in Melbourne and then headed to Geelong.
44 years of pain erased in a matter of seconds. And there it is! They've come so close so many times in the last 44 years, but the torture is finally over.
Lingy ran past me and said, just look around, take it in. I think I gave Lingy the biggest bear hug of my life. I kept screaming in his ear. I think I might have made it deafening him.
Geelong capping a dominant season with the most one-sided victory in grand final history. There are feel-good stories throughout the class of 2007. The Ablett boys accomplishing the one thing their legendary father never could. Steve Johnson rising from ostracised troublemaker to Norm Smith medalist. All the way was Stevie J! There's Stephen King's redemption and Cam Mooney. Finally, he has a premiership medallion to be proud of. The Premier's travelled from the MCG to Melbourne's Federation Square, where thousands of Cat fans savoured the moment. From Fed Square, it was on to the casino for the official team dinner. Coach Mark Thompson now just the 7th man to captain and then coach a premiership.
It's a special moment, and well done Geelong, and thank you for all your support over a long period of time.
Down the highway, the people of Geelong kick-started a party 44 years in the making. But it was a far more sombre mood for Port fans, wallowing in their team's shattering end to the season.
So there you have it, Brad, the agony and the ecstasy from the AFL Grand Final 2007. And it's far from over, the partying in Geelong. A street parade planned for Wednesday, and you just get the feeling, Brad, they're going to be dancing in the streets for some time to come.
Thank you, Kelly. About Chris